got the trailer behind the truck, bunch of cash, bunch of snacks, sandwiches, protein bars, got my coffee, seltzer, plenty of water. I'm ready to lock myself in this truck for the next 10-ish hours, and that can only mean one thing. We're going to pick up a new project, and if you clicked on the thumbnail, you already know it's another SVT Terminator Cobra. One of my last project cars was an 04 Screaming Yellow Cobra, and that car was mint, 21,000 miles, just about perfect in every single way, and it was a ton of fun. If you haven't seen that series, I'll leave it linked up here. This Cobra is nothing like that one. It has many more miles, many more problems, far worse neglected. It's just the complete opposite of that yellow one. So I figured it'd be some good content, and I'm gonna get a great deal on it. We'll get into that a little bit more later. But for now, like I said, I got a lot of miles ahead of me, probably some traffic. I feel like every time I go pick up a project car, it's in New York or New Jersey. I don't know why they're always down there, but I'm sure we're gonna hit some traffic, even though it's, you know, just the middle of the day on a Saturday. But anyways, let's put the foot down, get to New Jersey where this car is, scoop it up, and bring it back, and then we'll talk about it a little bit more. Okay, here we go. That is good coffee. Gonna need that today. And we're in traffic. Great.
Yet. I'm thinking like a 06, 07 GT500.
Well, you guessed it, more traffic. Just outside of New York City. Took me a long time to get down to where I was going in New Jersey. You know, it was supposed to be 4 hours and 30-ish minutes. Probably ended up taking closer to 6 because of traffic and a couple detours and whatnot, but made it a lot later than I wanted to. It's going to be a little bit of a late one tonight, but I figured I'd give you guys a quick update while we're here. I was able to winch the car on the trailer in the pouring rain. I'm soaked. But hey, that's my luck with like the last 3 cars. The yellow Z06, I think the red Z06 it rained, and this blue one. It seems like it's always raining when I'm picking up cars. Anyways, wanted to give you guys a quick side story about this car. I've already looked at this car. Had the opportunity to buy this car 2 months ago. Went to my cousin's wedding in Pennsylvania and brought my truck and trailer to go look at this thing. Stopped by the guy's house. It was kind of on the way home, and I just saw how much work it needed. And I just had a lot of stuff going on at the house with, you know, house projects and other cars, my own cars. I just, you know, I said, you know what, I really don't need this right now. So I passed and you know, drove home. And now that I'm kind of caught up with that stuff, you know, 2 months later, I texted the guy earlier this week and I said, hey, do you still have that Cobra? And he said, yeah, I do. So I shot him an offer and we made a deal. So I'll tell you right now, I paid $13,500 for this car, quick and dirty specs. It's a 2003 Sonic Blue clean title Cobra. I think it's got like 106 or 107,000 miles on it, but it needs some work. And we'll get into that a little bit more when I get home. GPS says 4 hours and 20 minutes. It's definitely going to be dark when I get home, so we'll see if I get you guys another update tonight, but probably not. But either way, let's once again put the hammer down, see if we can't make it home. And out of beautiful, beautiful Newark, New Jersey. Nothing but shipping containers and power lines and poor smells and fog and traffic, and yeah, that's about all I see. So yeah, shout out to Newark, New Jersey. It's beautiful this time of year. You hear that? Yeah, me either. It's the sound of nothing. Nothing like where I was yesterday, anyways. This is more my speed. No traffic, no people, no high rises, no honking horns, no bad drivers, no parkways that you're not supposed to be on with a truck and trailer that I may or may not have ended up on anyways. I don't know why every project car that I find is always in either New York or New Jersey or somewhere where I have to go through the hellhole 50-mile radius around New York City. I don't know how you guys do it. You know, walk out your front door and it's just boom, dead stop traffic. It was Saturday. I had Friday, Saturday, or Sunday to go get this car, and I picked Saturday because I figured there'd be the least amount of traffic, and it was a disaster. 6 hours in the car. Shout out to you guys that live there. I don't know how you do it, but don't come up here. We're full. Do not come to New Hampshire. Anyways, got a new project, so I had everything out here. Just finished doing a full clean of the garage. It is the next afternoon because cleaning the garage took most of the morning, but if we got a new project, we got to make sure we start with a clean slate in the garage as well. But before we get to that, let's go over some stats. The truck went through 11 hours of rain yesterday. I want to say this took about 12 hours, and I didn't even know it was supposed to rain. 11 hours of that was pouring rain. It was terrible. Let's see the stats. "11 hours, 9 minutes, 577 miles, and 15.7 miles per gallon. So that was what it took to go get that car yesterday. Wouldn't have been so bad. You know, I'll do 6-7 hours on a nice straight, you know, smooth road, but when you're going to New York City and it's just bumpy, curvy turnpikes and traffic, and I'm rambling, but not a fun time. Anyways, we made it back with the Cobra, so let's give this thing a walk around and check it out. So quick recap, this is a 2003 Sonic Blue SVT Mustang Cobra. Sonic Blue was only available in 2003, just like my previous one. The Screaming Yellow was only available in 2004. Sonic Blue was only available in 2003. In my opinion, this is one of the, if not the best Terminator color. I'm partial. I like the Torch Red, which is my first Cobra, and I really have always loved Sonic Blue. So much so that I painted the intake on my Chevy Sonic Blue. Don't mind the filthy engine bay, but yeah, that's how much I love Sonic Blue. I've never owned a Sonic Blue car, but I've always loved the color. But this is it. 103 or 106 or 7,000 miles from what I remember. So I bought it knowing that it needs a clutch at the very least. It's got a face-plated T56 and a solid rear axle. Like I said, I looked at this car a couple months ago. From what I remember, it is pretty clean and straight. I mean, it's obviously filthy and needs detailing inside out, top to bottom, but I mean, I don't see any major dents. That's just sap, that'll come off. Seems like a pretty straight, clean car. We'll just do a quick walk around here so you guys can get a feel for the overall condition. No exhaust tips. Third brake light is broken. That's really common on these Terminators. You slam the trunk and this thing just kind of vibrates and it cracks. So that's broken. I know there's a scratch over here, a scuff. Some of this might buff. We'll have to wash the car and see. Some of those are pretty deep. It feels like someone's already rolled these fenders, which I guess makes sense because this thing has some big old brand new Toyo TQ drag radials on it. No major dents though. Pretty darn straight. Black 18-inch ESR wheels with the optional rusty hardware holding the fake three-piece wheel together, curbing. Yeah, just overall pretty pretty terrible condition, but that's all right. For what we paid for this car, that's okay. Which brings me to the cost of this car. I paid $13,500 for this car. I believe he had originally posted it and he was asking $16,000 and his inbox blew up, but no one actually came to look at it. And when I came to look at it, he had already pulled the listing down. And then, like I said, I reached out to him this week and asked him if he still had it. So I hit him with my offer of 13, and I think we ended up meeting at 13.5. So clean title, 106-ish thousand miles. I think there's one, maybe two accidents on the Carfax, but I think they were like minor fender benders. It does run. I heard it run. It doesn't have a battery in it right now. When I went to look at it the first time, he had to get the battery out of his truck to get it started, but it did run, seemed to run smooth. Transmission did go into gear, but I didn't really try to move it. So yeah, that's basically all I know. Everything else we're gonna kind of learn together at this point. Like I said, yesterday, I was so pissed off about the weather. I literally just got to the guy's house, handed him the cash, got the title, and then started loading it up and then started heading back as soon as I could. So let's kind of look at this thing a little bit closer. So one thing I remember from when I looked at it last time, here's your standard 03 Cobra interior with the gray suede seats. A little bit of bolster wear right there. I guess that's pretty typical for 100,000+ miles. This thing is just filthy everywhere. Let's see, wideband and boost gauge. Cluster looks reasonably clean. Everything else looks okay. It doesn't smell like it's been smoked in or anything, which is nice. Tint is peeling back there. This is where it gets really good. So the car may or may not have been on fire, so that's neat. The story from the previous owner is someone tried to weld something in here. I don't know if it was exhaust hangers or mufflers or what, but clearly they went right through the floor, caught the carpet on fire, and yeah, so solid fab work to that guy, whoever that was, but that's gonna have to be dealt with. I haven't even been under the car to really see, you know, what was going on there, but I do know, like I said, there's your solid rear axle. Looks like it's got strange suspension on it. It looks like SLP loudmouth 1 mufflers just kind of dumped at the axle. Looks like the rear diff is leaking. I think I remember that. Not a big deal since it's a solid rear axle, but yeah. Let's climb in here. So yeah, face plated T56. Looks like it's got a Kenwood doubled in. What is this? Oh, this is that vent that over here usually pops out. Is there one over there? No, I guess he's got an extra. These vents always pop out on these cars. That's in there. Another interesting difference between the 03 and 04, if I remember right, this little cubby holder here was only on the 03s and they got rid of it for 04. Kind of an interesting little fact. Steering wheel's got some wear up top there, probably just from sitting in the sun. Nothing in the glove box. Let's pop the hood. Looks like it was last inspected in August of 2020, so more than 3 years since it's had an inspection. I've got to get the hood prop here. All right, so what I'm looking for, obviously, here's our 32 valve iron block aluminum head 4.6 liter modular Ford V8 with our Eaton supercharger up top. I don't see any signs of it being ported. Right off the bat, we've got some aftermarket fuel rails, probably Aeromotive. Yep. Some sort of, this is the fuel rail pressure sensor. I don't know if this is a filter or what. Looks like it blocks in up there at the stock feed. I guess we'll have to take a better look at the fuel lines when we get it in the air. Aftermarket supercharger intercooler tank, AutoZone special filter, stock coolant reservoir. Looks like I guess that would be a 2.93 upper. I'm guessing 293 means. Stock lower, got a billet flow or billet snub idler there anyways. The rest of the pulleys look like they're stock. No battery. Walmart special clamps, so that's good. Some expert HID wiring looks like here, so that's all really nice too. Just tuck that away and just ignore that for now. So yeah, looks like it's a pretty basic bolt-on motor. Oh yeah, if I can remember right, I think there's some long tube headers way down there. Yeah, those are hard to see, but there is some long tube headers down there. We got a Motorcraft filter on there. I guess I like to see that. There is oil in it. It is dirty, but it's there. Oh wow, all right, we got Maximum Motorsports caster camber plates. I wonder if it's on coilovers. Doesn't look like it. Looks like it's just, can't really see. But we got the factory, looks like factory Bilsteins up there, but we got the Maximum Motorsports caster camber plates. Those are nice pieces. What else? Yeah, Carfax. So let's look for signs of this being hit anywhere. Let's see, that's a factory Ford part number. Yeah, I got the Ford stamp on the radiator support. I don't see any signs of this being welded or cut. So safe to say this is the original radiator support. Fenders, I don't feel any tape lines. Also, we have all the original paint on the fender bolts. Original Ford stamp right there. So this is an original fender. Same thing over here. No sign of the bolts having been removed before. Ford stamp. You know, none of the aprons are wrinkled or have seam sealer all over them. This is all original. So safe to say it hasn't been hit up here. Same thing with the hood. No tape line anywhere that I can feel. Original Ford hood. I don't know, maybe this thing was just in a couple of light, I'll have to look at the Carfax again, but as far as I can tell, this paint looks to be original. I have to get a better look at it, but yeah, here's my super cheap Terminator Cobra. The factory Cobra brakes, super rusty rotors. I don't know how long this thing's been sitting. I think he said the clutch went out like a year ago. It's been sitting in his driveway ever since. So she definitely needs some love. That is for sure. Look at those rear rotors. Someone painted those not even close to Sonic blue color, so that looks pretty terrible. But the rear rotors are in no better shape. Got a 1320 sticker on the rear window. That's how you know this is a race car. But yeah, 107,000 miles, faceplated T56, solid rear axle, and a blown up clutch. Safe to say she's probably had a pretty easy life. Nah, probably been rode hard and put away wet, but that's okay. We're gonna save it. We're gonna bring this thing back to life and looking forward to doing it. So this is my new project. Really excited about this one. Like I said, this is way different from the yellow one. It is in nowhere near as nice shape, but that's okay. It was cheaper, and it's more of a project, which will be, keep me busy, bring some awesome content for you guys. But before we do anything, we can't really do anything without a battery here. So I think what I'm going to do is hop in the Corvette here, go get a battery, and see if I can figure out something for battery terminals, and we can see if we can at least hear this thing run. All right, so let's do that. Good morning. You guessed it. It's another rainy day. The work week is finally over. It's Saturday morning, and it's raining. And it's supposed to rain all weekend, except for maybe like a half hour this morning. So I got up early, and we're gonna get outside, try to get this thing off the trailer. I was out of town for a few days from work this week, so last Sunday before I left, we hopped in the Corvette, went to Walmart, got a couple things. To include a brand new Never Start battery and some Brotella T6, as well as a Motorcraft oil filter, just because I was there and now we'll have it when we want to change the oil. So hopefully before the downpour comes, which it's supposed to happen, appears to be happening as I'm speaking right now, I'd like to get a battery in this thing, see if it moves under its own power. I don't even know if it moves. I just got air in the tires. Both the front tires were flat. Hopefully get it off the trailer and maybe even get it in the garage here so I can hopefully get a better look at it, this weekend while the weather is supposed to be absolutely atrocious. So I'm not going to waste any more time. see if we can get a battery in this thing, get it started, see if it moves at all under its own power, and go from there. We're gonna learn together. Let's get to work. Also got the truck washed up last week before I left. Couldn't have that thing being dirty after a 600-mile road trip, so she's nice and pretty. Couldn't sleep with myself knowing the 2-footers were dirty while I was gone, so truck's all clean. Anyways, let's get this thing off the trailer. Bottle opener on the keys. Gotta love that. All right, battery is in. Temporarily hooked up this positive terminal that was in the car when I got it. We're gonna pull this battery out and clean the battery tray and a whole bunch of other stuff eventually, but the rain is now really starting to come down, so it'd be cool to get this thing off the trailer. So got the keys, batteries in. Let's see what happens. All right. All right, there we go. On a very, very dirty cluster, 106,502 miles. Looks like we got a boost gauge, our wideband, and nothing. What is this, a Kenwood doubled in? I think I heard the fuel pump prime. There's neutral. See how this clutch feels. It's very Cobra clutch-ish, aka stiff. All right, here goes nothing. Did not like that. Nothing leaking as far as I can see. Motor sounds good. Got long tube headers, basically just dumped to an X pipe and loudmouth mufflers. It's cold and rainy, so it's gonna smoke a bunch. Belt's probably getting wet. Overall, sounds decent though. Can hear an exhaust leak, not surprising. Got an ABS light, that's probably from the solid rear end. We've got oil pressure, about 1/4 of a tank of fuel. Air fuel ratio seems decent for now. Let's see what, if anything, the clutch does. Let's hit the brake. Oh yeah, hear that? Throw bearing. See if I can get you guys to hear that. Throw bearing's bad, but if the clutch is bad, that's okay. All right, let's see if this one goes into gear. All right, well, clutch does something. Let's see if it moves. Oh, not really. That thing is smoked. Clutch is pretty much all the way out. It barely moves, but I think we might be able to get it off the trailer. Fogging up over here. It's raining out. But yeah, I think the clutch might barely do enough to move this thing on flat ground into the garage. So yeah, I'm gonna put the e-brake on, put it in gear, start up the truck, and see if we can get this thing off the trailer. All right, here we go again. Get over to reverse. Clutch is all the way out, barely moving. That is one tired clutch, tell you what. Oh, there she is. I had the clutch completely 100% out here, and it barely had enough power to make it up the driveway slope, you know, just the drainage slope. The driveway is basically flat. That clutch is done. It's running though. Man, the foliage is popping this time of year. Love it. But yeah, running and drove 5 feet. So technically running and driving, not bad, I guess. I mean, we still haven't made it into the garage, but that's next. Whew. Well, that was a struggle. Had to position the camera way back there and basically get a running start with the clutch fully engaged and revving the motor just to get it in the garage here. That thing has got to be toast. Not only done, but probably hot at this point since it's basically slipping that whole time. But car ran and kind of drove into the garage under its own power, which surprised me. And you know, my wife will thank me because she doesn't have to help me push it in the garage now. So here it is, and here it will stay until it is fixed. So there you have it. That is my $13,500 2003 Sonic Blue Mustang Cobra. And she was cheap for a reason. She needs everything. So if you're working for one of those, you know, Mustang supply houses and you want to help me out with this build, you know, slide into my DMs on Instagram right here. I'd be more than grateful to get some help on parts for this thing. You guys can probably see already what it needs: carpet, headlights, clutch, throwout bearing, you know, tons of other stuff. A third brake light that I'm sure we're gonna find way more as we dig into it. This is only the tip of the iceberg. But that's gonna do it for this video, guys. It was a long journey going to get this thing, a little bit of a struggle getting it on the trailer and off the trailer, but we got it, and we're now in the lift bay, ready to begin work on this thing, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna jump right into this thing, and there's gonna be plenty of content coming for you guys because, like I said, this thing needs it all, which means tons of videos coming for you guys. So if you're an SVT, Cobra, Mustang enthusiast, or you like Corvettes, or you like first-gen Camaros, or who knows what else we're gonna pick up next, maybe even, you know, diesel pickup trucks, hit that subscribe button, you know, help me out, and you know, you'll get to see all the other videos I post. So thank you guys as always for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Catch you in the next one.